Hello, everybody. Welcome back to HavoKast. Today, we are going to be doing something a little different, kind of. As you guys know, I do a lot of gaming and stuff on the Twitch and on my main YouTube channel. This channel is kind of just what I'm discussing, ranking, basically what I'm either passionate about or into or love. Iron Maiden. I love James Bond stuff, like movies I like, franchises. We did Alien, Predator, that kind of thing. So I wanted to do something with games. I've been recently playing a ton of R.E.P.O, and this game I've been absolutely just addicted to. So we have the enemies here. This is also going to set up something I'm doing on Twitch, which is basically people can spawn enemies based on bits they use and things like that and interactive stuff. So this will kind of give an idea for myself and for, I guess, anybody who checks this out. What the most chaotic enemy is, the toughest enemy, and what's not really an issue to spawn, or at least what I feel is not an issue. Stuff I've probably been able to get away from a lot more. There's a lot of tough enemies on here, and situations obviously dictate, what the worst one is. If you're in, a headman manor and it's a narrow hallway and you get a trudge in front of you, probably not the best thing in the world. Same with, a hunter, tight corners, you're trying to just do your, repoing and get out, and you got a hunter in your way. Probably not great, but yeah, I feel like doing a little tier list on this because it's literally what I've been just absolutely obsessing over. We're going to start with the bow tie here, and the bow tie is one of those enemies that I think if he traps you, he of course is super deadly. With all the wind he blows and everything like that. He can get in your way, he can destroy your loot, but really not really an issue. You can hear him coming a mile away. I'm going to put him at maybe the top of sometimes a problem. These are our categories, by the way. Brutal, pretty tough, moderate toughness, sometimes a problem, and then not really an issue. But yeah, bow tie, I think at the top, he might be a problem. You might have an issue with him sometimes, but realistically, I think you're pretty much safe if he's around. If he's your main guy, I think you're pretty much safe. Animal, now this one I kind of go back and forth on because he's not really tough. He doesn't do a ton of damage, but he can get you in a loop of just wrecking you. Just super annoying. More than anything, just devastating to loot that you have, which I find more of an issue than him taking out health chunks is him destroying all of your stuff, and he goes right for everything you have. I'm going to say sometimes a problem, though, because I don't really see them spawn too often. When they do, they're spawning, so you could probably avoid them, or at least just move your card away and then just kind of keep your distance. If you put everything in the extraction and just wait at the extraction, and then just kind of walk around the building on your own, it's really not an issue. And I think especially the lack of damage, he can kind of trap you, but not like the, bow tie guy can. So I think that he's just going to be almost not an issue, but he is kind of an issue sometimes. We have Reaper next. Good old Stabitha. I want to put her in Brutal because she's pretty tough. If you're out of stamina and she sees you, you're just dead. I mean, there's no chance. She can reach under tables. She has a long reach. I'm going to put her in pretty tough, though, because if you do have stamina and you manage to get around a corner, you're pretty much just safe. She cannot hear, she can only see, and you can literally be walking right behind her, and she won't even notice. I'll say pretty tough, though, because if you get caught in narrow hallways or have no stamina, like I was saying, you're pretty much just dead. So it can be a tough challenge. Takes a lot of strength to pick her up. I would definitely put her in pretty tough. She's up there at the top for probably a good amount of people, really. I mean, I hate going against her, especially early rounds when you don't really have a lot of upgrades and stuff. She is just horrible to go against. Next, we have Trudge, and I have a problem with this guy because he's a one-shot kill, but also, he's slow. You can run right by him. He can suck you in if he gets, the right angle, I guess, on you, but I haven't really had a whole lot of problems with Trudge. I think I'm going to put him in moderate toughness because I think he can, him being a one-shot kill always, that kind of sucks. But he really has to have the right set of circumstances to do any damage to you. bump him up a little bit, because if he gets to your cart, he will absolutely wreck your cart. And, I really hate when your loot gets destroyed. Like, I'd rather be killed than the loot get destroyed, because then I'm just sitting there like, all right, well, what now, So I think, I don't know. I think we're going to leave him in the middle at moderate toughness, because I think he can go either way. I think we're going to move on to the Hunter. And the Hunter is a guy, if you all know me, if you know this channel and all my other channels and everything like that, anytime I've ever encountered the Hunter, he's probably killed me more times than anything else on this list. I mean, this guy is awful. Even when I have a ton of strength, when I have tranq guns, everything. I get killed. I can't tell you how many times this guy's ruined my day. Now, a lot of that is on me not having patience. So I'm going to put him at pretty tough below Stabitha, because he's the opposite. He can't see. Now, it also sucks like when I'm streaming, because, I mean, I talk the whole time I'm streaming. I talk to everybody in there. I like, having conversations and things like that. The games don't matter as much. So, like, if I'm not streaming, he's definitely not as big a deal. But he's still up there, because that guy has definitely killed me more than any other enemy in this game. Absolutely hate him. And I hate being quiet around him. It's brutal. I don't know. I say that, but I don't have him in brutal category. I don't think he's quite up there, just because of how easily you can avoid him. I mean, you can literally walk right by him as long as you're just quiet. Clown Man, I'm going to put him at moderate toughness. His big problem is, like, aiming that laser thing. I mean, when he kicks you, it sucks. Like, it actually does a lot of damage, but it doesn't do as much as that laser. The laser's just really easy to avoid, though, too. Either jump over it or crouch under it. So I'm going to put him at moderate toughness, because he can also kind of like Trudge, like really mess your loot up and stuff. Just one quick, I've seen him like walk up to the cart and just start curb stomping the thing, and that drives me crazy. So for me, I think moderate toughness, just kind of based on everything. As far as an enemy to fight, like, I just run away from him. I mean, he doesn't really do a whole lot of damage. He's more of an inconvenience than anything, because you can easily avoid his damage. If he does manage to hit you with his laser, though, it is a lot of freaking health that he takes away. So that is something to watch out for. But I just don't think you get trapped by him too often. Mentalist, I'm going to put him at sometimes a problem. Probably a little more than the bow tie even. Because the bow tie, like, I think this guy, he'll trap you in his, like, wind blast thing and then run away. The Mentalist, he'll come after you. And if he catches you, you're just kind of like, oh, that's 50 damage right there. There's nothing you can really do about it. You can get pulled out by a friend, but this guy can do an AoE attack. He can attack your loot. If you're too close to the cart and he gets you stuck, that's a big deal. That's a problem. The only thing is, he is pretty easy to avoid. You just run right by him and keep going. He's not super fast. He's not going to one-shot kill you. He might mess your day up, but I think he's a little easier to avoid than the other enemies. And, yeah, I mean, I just haven't had a whole lot of issues with this guy. I mean, he's done... I always freak out more around him than I really need to, which, I mean, is kind of typical of just what I do anyway. But, yeah, I think it has to be a very rare circumstance where he'll just ruin your day. But yeah, we'll move on to the Robe, who is definitely in the brutal category. I don't care. This thing is awful. And people say just don't look at it, it'll avoid you. But I've been standing with my back to it before, not even knowing it was there. It'll come up, scream in your ear, and one shot kill you if you have 100 health. It does 100 damage for everything. It's strong. It's been glitching out lately, too, where, like, if you throw it in a hole or lava or something, it won't die. It'll actually make it invincible and come back and attack you. I mean, it's just been a disaster. If you get one of these on your early runs, you better be fast and get the hell out of there, because that thing will destroy you. I hate the Robe so much. And, like, it's just... the thing that I really hate is how quiet it is, too. You know, it's wearing all black, so if it's like a little bit down a hallway, and like especially Swift Broom where it's darker, you won't even see it. and like in what's it called, the hallways of the station, the wintry station thing. There's a light above a doorway, and it looks like the robe's face. It's like it always makes me think there's a robe there, and I always get this sense of panic. And then it's just like this thing has been a menace to me the entire time I played. Definitely hasn't killed me as much as the hunter, but that's because like when there's a robe, I am on high alert and just running the whole time. But yeah, that hunter, man, like I think I just have a little too much confidence around him. Yeah, robe is tough though. Robe is actually really tough. The frog is the next one, the chef. I'm going to put him at the top of moderate toughness. He's so easy to like avoid, but he will just be so annoying too. You need a lot of strength to pick him up actually. And, he'll just fling himself at your cart, start destroying everything you have. He doesn't do a ton of damage, but he's just annoying. And the sheer fact that like you have to hold something in your hand early levels to hurt him, and it takes a lot just to try to kill him. Sometimes they spawn in multiple packs early on too, which is very unique for like some of the enemies early on. Usually it's just one like main enemy and then one little guy. Like you'll have gnomes and a hunter, or a robe and maybe like a freaking spewer or something like that. Maybe an eye and a Stabitha, like something like that. But with the frogs, I've been on level like 2 or 3. And it's like 3 frogs and then, somebody else, another eye or something. He usually comes with a lot of baggage. And I think the frogs, like the chefs, they're not brutal enemies as far as like damage goes or anything like that. They're not super intimidating, but they're just so freaking annoying and so hard to deal with sometimes. So I'm going to keep them there. The gnomes, man, this is a very big dependent on kind of scenario here, but the gnomes, if you're solo, they are like up here, like probably the top of moderate toughness, because you got 4 to 8 gnomes spawning on you and you're one person. That's it. That's the run over right there. If they're attacking your cart, you'll have nothing left very soon. You can only attack one at a time. If you're in a group, I'll probably put them like here maybe. And, they're not going to do a ton of damage to you. They're not like a big intimidating enemy. They spawn a lot. They'll ruin your day. Like, they're just like these guys right here. They're not going to be like the Mentalist, where the Mentalist is actually going to be kind of a tougher enemy. Sometimes, like if you get caught by them, like these guys, they're mostly just going to be an inconvenience, and they're just kind of going to ruin your runs, like loot-wise more than anything. So I kind of leave them here. But yeah, gnomes are way more vicious than you would think. I don't know. Headman, I am struggling with. I don't know if I should put him in brutal or if I should put him at the top of pretty tough, because the thing about him is that he's quiet, he's fast, and he just keeps doing damage to you. So he'll do 50, so he does less than the robe. But this man will literally fly around the place, follow you. Now, he can't hear you, I don't think. I know he can see you, but I don't think he can hear you. But yeah, like when he leans under like a table or something to start attacking you, you're just done. I mean, he just takes health away like no other. So I kind of feel like putting him either at the top of pretty tough or the bottom of brutal. I think I'm going to put him at the bottom of brutal. I hate him. This guy probably kills me the second most in the game. But like, the hunter, you can just kind of run away from if you get caught by him. This dude, I mean, he'll chase your ass down. It's really tough, especially at the end. If you think about it like this, at the end of the run, this guy can just float into your battle bus and start attacking you anywhere. You're not safe anywhere. So that'll be a heartbreaking loss. At least the robe can't get in there unless you antagonize it. So I don't know. I mean, I think the headman is pretty damn brutal. This is the hidden, I guess. It's just a picture of nothing. I guess nobody knows what the hidden looks like, but yeah, this is the hidden. As an enemy himself, he's just not really an issue, but I'm going to put him at sometimes a problem and maybe the very bottom of it, because I've had a couple of situations where he'll run me into like a robe or run me into a head. I've seen people die from that. He actually pulled me off of a ledge one time and killed both of us. So, like, every now and then, there's a small percentage that he'll do some damage to you, but he doesn't attack your loot. He doesn't do damage to you. He's just not really a big issue. He's just an inconvenience. And the only reason I'm saying it's a little higher than not an issue is because he can cause you some issues. If you're trying to leave and you've done your extractions, he'll pull you away from that thing 9 times out of 10, and it sucks, you know? And especially if there's like other enemies there waiting to kill you. So I don't know. I mean, like I said, I don't have a huge problem with him. He's a very weak enemy too, so you can just smash him around a little bit and take his orb. Good to farm these guys, but yeah, I mean, really, you're probably not going to have as much of an issue with like a run if you have this as your guy than you do with these guys. The only thing that he sucks about loot sometimes, he'll grab you when you're carrying stuff, and then you just drop whatever you have, so it'll take damage. But you're not going to see like, you know, this guy and this guy, this guy, this guy. They'll all do widespread devastation to your cart. This dude will never ever do that. So yeah. Next is one of the most annoying enemies in this game. Probably the most annoying is Upscream. Not a super strong enemy. He'll do 10 damage to you. He is very risky later on in the game, though. Early game, not much of a threat, just kind of annoying. You know, you might drop an item or something here or there. But late game, he will throw you off of ledges and stuff. So he can be kind of an issue. I'm going to put him at the very bottom of moderate toughness, and not because of damage done or anything, but because 1, he is just super annoying. 2, he can spawn in packs. And 3, you know, a few levels into the game, few runs into the game, he can throw you off of ledges, which is just an instant death. Especially if you're solo, you don't want to meet an Upscream solo. It sucks. Definitely good to have, you know, a weapon or strength or something around him just to keep his ass quiet, because, man, it is tough. I've also been Upscreamed into the robe a couple of times, which really is not fair, because you can't do anything. You just get sent flying into an enemy that'll one-shot you. It really sucks. But I hate him. I think he's so annoying. And a lot of times, until recently, I didn't even know how you could really get away from him. But I found out if you just like have enough strength to pick him up, if you hold click and then he comes into your path, you can pick him up before he can Upscream you. It's just one of those things, like you just got to pull off a different kind of move around him. But yeah. The Rugrat, God, this thing sucks. I mean, it's just so annoying to go against him early run. He's not really much of a threat late game or anything. I'm going to say sometimes a problem, and I'm going to put him above the gnome because early game, I had 3 of these guys on my first run like a couple days ago, and I had a friend playing with me, and there were 3 of them. So they just kept picking stuff up and throwing it. I mean, you know, I was trying to like kill one. One actually killed me. I've never been killed by this thing except for once, and it threw stuff at me. I wasn't paying attention to my health, and then all of a sudden I was just dead because it kept hitting me with stuff. But yeah, it's really not a tough enemy. It's just an annoying enemy, very annoying enemy. And the fact that he goes straight for your loot to do damage to you, it's just like these guys, you know, they are just drawn to your loot, and it really just kind of ruins runs more than it ruins you. But he can kind of do both in a really devastatingly annoying way. Still not really a big problem, though, so he's going to go there. Really, all these next guys aren't going to be too high up on the list. But Spewer, I mean, like, I'm going to put him at not really an issue. He's annoying. Very, very annoying. But that's not really a huge issue. He's just annoying. Rarely will you get damaged by these, and if you do, it's usually just 10 damage. If he goes on your head, you might damage loot, but just walk away from it. And you can use him to attack other spewers, because usually they spawn in packs. You can kill gnomes, kill other enemies with the spewers. Like, it's almost good to have them on your run, because you can farm their orbs. You can kill them with doors. I mean, like, it's super easy to kill them. They're real weak, and, you know, you can turn into a little weapon with them. So, really not a big deal at all. The eye, I'm going to put a little higher. We use a mimic mod, so the eye usually talks to us. And that's kind of how we know where they are. So they're not really an issue for that reason. But also, like, it's so easy to get out of the eye's, like, grasp. I've definitely been killed by the eye before. And I've had friends, like, fall down holes because I couldn't see where they were going. That's the only time when that becomes a problem. And, in fact, I'm going to put them at sometimes a problem just because of that. just because of that, I'm going to put them up there. If you're on later levels, you can easily fall down holes that way. But really, if you just pull your map out and look where you are, you should be okay. I think the more thing it does is just make you panic. But yeah. The duck, the apex predator. I mean, I've been killed by ducks, but you can kill one of these guaranteed on every single map. You can't really say that about any other enemy, but this thing, just get it to jump in a toilet, get it to jump in a cauldron, stun it, kill it. You can just farm orbs forever. I don't think that this thing is even a slightly an issue, really. Only reason it's higher than a spewer is because a spewer just basically does like no damage. You can turn it into a weapon, kill it with whatever you have around. The duck, however, if it is an apex predator and you do mess up like stunning it or whatever, that will be a problem, and you will take some damage but can easily get away from it, so maybe you don't even take any damage. They're not as fast as you. You know, it's annoying, but this isn't like an annoying list, because if it was an annoying list, the freaking upscreen would probably be number one, or the animal. But no, this is like more just what's more deadly, I guess, what's more of a problem. These bangers, dude, they're nothing. I mean, I've hardly ever had an issue with them. These guys, they'll come running at you. You'll know they're there. They'll just sit there and look at you. They won't do any damage to you until they blow up. Yeah, if they blow up around you, they might be a problem, but really not even at that point. They're so easy to just toss away. I mean, I've almost had no issue ever with them. Like, hardly ever. And then that brings us to this, like, Shadow Child thing. I mean, I think it's even less of a threat than the banger. I mean, this thing's like a main enemy on some of the earlier runs, and it's just not an issue at all. Just tumble launch into him. He'll disappear for like 5 minutes. I mean, you can't really farm its orbs until you can pick it up or kill it or whatever, but like, I mean, really, it's never attacked loot. It's never done anything super devastating to me. I've never been killed by one. All you got to do is look away from it and you're safe. I mean, it's just really not an issue at all. I mean, it's like the most non-issue enemy in the game. Like, these guys are not really that big a threat, but I mean, this guy is really not that big a threat. Anyway, that's just a little fun repo tier list real quick. Throw something up real quick because I've been obsessed with this game. I mean, I am in repo land. I've been playing it a lot on both the YouTube and the Twitch channel, actually. My main YouTube channel is quite close to partner. And the Twitch channel already is partner, so I just kind of do whatever I want on there anyway, just have a good time. And it's been repo. I've been just heavily into repo lately, so when this comes out, that is why we have this going for us. I'm going to probably do a Banjo-Tooie World tier list next, because I've been really into that my whole life, and I don't know why I never thought of doing one till now. I mean, I just played through all of them a few years ago, like for the first time consecutively, and so I have it pretty fresh still. So, I think that's going to be another thing I do. We also have new James Bond news, so I'm excited for whatever's going on with that, although I'm trying to stay like really out of it and then just come in as fresh as possible. So, I don't know, a lot of cool things happening, a lot of good things going on. I appreciate y'all hanging out always. I appreciate y'all just being my friends and checking the videos out and putting your own comments and opinions and everything, No opinion's ever wrong, especially when it comes to games and stuff. Games, movies, whatever. It's just what we love. That's what we do here. I appreciate y'all, and I will see you next time. Have a good one, y'all.